Well, hello, my beautiful Cancerians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your singles love reading for mid-October right through to mid-November 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam. Okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. Now, I will be using guide chimes, so please be mindful to turn down your volume if you are someone who is sensitive to sound. So let us start your reading and let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Cancerians, this is your singles love reading. I'm going to get your overarching energy first and then follow it with a Celtic cross just to see who's coming in towards you. So let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? What do they need to be aware of at this time? Can you please show them the way? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Great Angels. Can you please show my beautiful Cancerians? What do they need to know right now about their circumstances and how they are going to meet the love of their life? Can you please show them what is going on with them regarding love? So the first card there is the House. So of course a desire for security in relationships, but a lot of you may be feeling it's a period where you've been trying to secure your foundation in your personal life. Some of you may have been a bit more of a homebody recently, trying to build your home as your sanctuary, and some of you may have been in hermit mode. Okay, so that can be that you may have tried online dating or chat forums as well there, but you may have been prioritizing being a little bit more of a homebody recently, and it could be something that you're aware of, but you may be transforming at this time. I mean, there is a relationship coming in here. We have the owls there, nesting, long-term relationship. You waited a long time for this to happen there, but I do feel that you will settle down with the person that's coming in there. Yeah, loyalty, soulmate. I mean, you're on course right now to meet the person of your dreams. So no matter where you feel like you are right now in your life, you are in a vibration of meeting your soulmate. I want you to be aware of that. The House is wanting a long-term secure relationship. This is a card where, you're focused on your family right now. You're focused on your responsibilities, being stable, of course, domestic affairs, as it were. And by that, I mean just keeping house, keeping your life running in order. It means focusing on your bills, your responsibilities, the foundation of you, being practical, looking at, your bodily needs as well there, your home life, basically. So the familiar. So I feel a lot of you may be in the familiar energy right now, and you're just doing life, okay? You are in a vibration of 4, which means you're creating a healthy space for love to come on in. But there is a practicality there. As you can see, that house is slightly removed, so you may feel that you removed yourself from the dating scene for a while because you just didn't see anyone that perhaps you wanted to settle down with. This card is in the resistance position, so this indicates that perhaps some of you have not been as sociable as you have been in the past. This card actually is the birds card in the Lenormand deck, and that basically means community, leaning into friendships and going out there, being a little bit more sociable. And you may have felt that life has been so challenging or transformative recently, that you have not been going out as much as you used to. But I'm actually hearing a song right now. This is such a random song, and it actually did come to me before I started your reading. Okay, sometimes, because I do a 10-minute meditation before I start everyone's reading, just to tap in with the energy. And even before that, this song came up, and I was like, this is so random, but it's coming up again now. I don't like to, influence anyone's reading. Unless the song pops up again in the reading, then I'll mention it. So I'm mentioning it for you. It's Party All the Time, and it's by Eddie Murphy, okay? So this is a blast from the past kind of song there. So, and I'm just hearing, I just like to party all the time. So maybe this is like a remix of something, because I feel in that somehow the lyrics have been changed, but I'm just being given this part of the song. So I feel this part is relevant. Now you may hear this song in the next coming weeks or months, or maybe a remix of it. I like it when it's really obscure and something from the past, because, that means it's very precise. But you may hear that song or a remix from that song, or it can indicate that you used to party all the time and that's what you love doing. And it can be that now you're in a period where you want to settle down, it's time, and this card indicates you get a little bit more active socially there, because when you get the birds, they've used owls in this, so you can have owls and birds as two separate cards in the Lenormand deck, or they can be either or. But this is about, people coming together, feeling a bit restless in your circumstances and desiring to come out of your comfort zone or get more active socially, maybe go to some parties, okay? So I feel this card is perhaps relevant with that song that popped out there. Now, of course, this is an energy of like not talking to anyone because it's in the resistance position, but that's about to change because this card will go into the upright. So I feel like you're meeting a person that you can see your future with. Someone who's very thoughtful, someone who thinks of the little things, the special things, the moments, the magic moments, the togetherness. There is a nesting energy about this, and I feel like you are on course to meet the one. Number 12 tells me you've waited a long time. That's hangman energy. You've been put on pause on purpose when it comes to the dating scene in order to build a relationship with your higher self, see life from a different perspective, and of course, look at what you sacrifice in relationships and making sure that there is reciprocity in the next relationship that you enter into. But your outcome energy is a soulmate card. This is the dog. This represents companionship, loyalty, settling down, a person who wants to spend their life with you and take this journey of love and life. When you get the dog, it's someone you can trust. It's a companion, someone who's very protective and loyal in a relationship, who offers support. It's number 18. That's the moon energy, of course. So this highlights they're very romantic and they kind of allay your fears. They're there with you through thick and thin. So I really feel that very optimistic connection is coming in here for you, and this person is the one. Okay, so that's your overarching energy right now. Let's get to the details of how you're going to meet this person. For some of you, this person may have a pet because animals are showing up there a lot. They could also work with animals, or maybe you have a pet. Maybe you meet this person whilst you're out walking a dog if you have one, or perhaps there's a communication about animal sanctuaries, or I don't want to say zoos because, I have problems with zoos. I'm not here to judge, but perhaps there's some sort of communication or conversation about animal sanctuaries. Let's just call them that, okay? We've got the Empress energy, so that's about you giving back to yourself, loving yourself fully. We've got a Knight of Swords. A lot of you are making major lifestyle changes right now, and you've been going through a period of getting everything in order, but you do feel right now there's a need to broaden your horizons. We got Three of Wands. That's some sort of group activity, something to look forward to. We've got the Page of Swords. Actually, you get a lot of attention. There's someone that, you're on their mind a lot. You have someone who basically keeps tabs on what you're up to. They have secret feelings for you. That's definitely coming out there. But looking at the energy, I feel like you're not going to pursue that. Nope, you're not going to pursue that, is what my guide said. This person, they watch. I don't want to say they're a spy, but, if you're on social media, this person lurks on your social media. This is someone, though, that, you don't consider as a relationship potential, okay? I'm not sure if you have had history with this person in the past, you've definitely had communication with this person, but I feel like you're not interested in that person. That's what's coming through. We got the Death card, major change. We got the Judgment card energy. We got the Ace of Cups. Yep, love coming on in here for you. Very excited about this. A lot of you are focused on your sense of purpose right now. But circumstances outside of yourself, that position is the Ace of Cups. So the universe is stepping in to put you in the path to meet the one. Wheel of Fortune, it's destiny, it's fate. You're meant to meet this person, and I feel that's what you're hoping for because, of course, it's in the hope and a fear position. So ultimately, I mean, I feel like you're just going out, doing life, maybe broadening your horizons, doing different things, you know, curious about new experiences, new places, new faces, and that's where you're just going to organically meet a person who's destined to be in your life. Got 9 of Pentacles here. Now, this is you having a glow up, being very independent, retaining your sense of independence in a relationship. 6 of Swords, you're guided towards love. King of Cups, I mean, you're going to be offered the highest love that love has to offer. You have a beautiful heart. You're so kind, loving, you know, you're so lovable. And I feel like you are an absolute gift in a relationship. Maybe you had to learn that about yourself first, but you're on course to meet the love of your life. That is true in the cards and in the energy. So we have the Empress. Okay, now this card can indicate that you're maturing, and as you get older, of course, you're learning to give back to yourself. You may have neglected your own needs for a while, but this is a card of self-care. For some of you, you may be a parent as well. You're guiding the next generation, or you're birthing new ideas, focusing on businesses and abundance, and you've got a lot going on. There's a project energy here, but also I feel like you're learning to reinvest in self and find emotional security, to give back to yourself, love yourself a little bit harder there, because you cannot love another person with an empty cup. And if you are completely replenishing other people's cups by giving so much of yourself, you're not going to change that about yourself, but you're also making sure that you take quality time for you as well. This is about nurturing yourself in a different way, having a glow up. This card actually means you're very attractive. You attract a lot of attention whether you see this or not about yourself, but I feel you've been prioritizing your own needs, self-care, health-care, and basically focusing on your abundance. What's crossing you? We've got the Knight of Swords. So this is about being more active, getting out there, reshaping your life in some way, but this is about you seeking something outside your usual parameters. So you may be curious about new things, new places at this time, and you're adapting to a new way of putting yourself out there on the dating scene. So suddenly you may be a little bit more curious. But I feel more than anything, you're doing something for you because of the cards and their alignment. So this could be a hobby or something you're drawn to. I mean, I do feel you being a little bit more active, especially with that 3 of Wands there. There could be an event or something you're invited to that you are making some sort of allowances for, or you're reshuffling your life in some way to make it work so you can attend. That's coming through there as well. But ultimately, I feel like there's just a new chapter thrust upon you. You're just going to meet this person. You know, I wish I could find out exactly where this is going to be. For some of you with the Knight of Swords, you could be doing online forums or chat rooms because you've got the House card there. You may meet a person like that and then meet them in a very sociable setting, and it's just clear that you just get each other. So if you're doing that right now, or if you're talking to someone right now and you're like, how's it going? Actually, you're developing feelings, both of you, and it's going to lead to love. You're destined to meet each other. But if you haven't met anyone just yet, 3 of Wands on the earthly plane position is you waiting, watching, paying attention patiently, but also you got plans bubbling up here. Some of you may be thinking about traveling because you have that Knight of Swords and the 3 of Wands, very active cards. But I feel more than anything, this is about you pursuing things that your heart desires. That can be like making really great choices about the events that you attend, just being a little bit more active, getting involved, or leaning into being integrated either in your community or in hobbies or things that you're passionate about. So I feel also my guides are giving me 3 of Wands. You're learning to have more confidence within yourself, and things are going to turn out better than you expect. Okay, especially when it comes to love, but also in your developments in your life. So that's something that's coming out there. Now, Page of Swords is in your past position. And this can indicate that, you know, you may have talked to someone in the past, but you felt like it was misaligned. Okay, Page of Swords actually means there's someone like keeping tabs on you, but also it can mean that you've been vigilant, you've been waiting, you've been watching. Sometimes you've put yourself out there, didn't work out, you withdrew from the dating scene. In fact, a lot of you with that Nine of Swords, you're like, "Ugh," you're exhausted by the dating scene. It just feels like it's a bit of a headache. You may feel that people are like not their authentic self sometimes, and you've been kind of quietly paying attention to see if there's anyone out there. You're eager to meet somebody, but you've been cautious because you felt that perhaps not everything that is, you know, presented on the dating scene is true or accurate at this time. I feel also you just may have met people that were not aligned with you. You know, Page of Swords is an energy of like fresh new ideas to get yourself out there, not meeting people in the same way. I feel a lot of you want it to be organic and just feel like it's natural. So it can be that you're putting yourself in events or connecting to events or experiences that you are excited by. And that's the way you're going to meet a person who's kind of like into the same sort of things as you. That's something that's coming through there as well. Now, in the potential position, we have the Nine of Swords. Some of you, there is a tendency to overthink relationships. Just be a little bit mindful about that. You know, really take it organically. Sometimes humans, I mean, we naturally meet a person, and when we're having feelings, we start to vision, you know, our lives together and build a relationship in our minds about what we aspire it to be. Wait and watch and see a person's actions. They speak louder than words. So if you have had experiences in the past where, you know, you built in your heart this sense that, okay, you know, we're going to be together, you kind of saw a future together, it's very important because manifestation is all about visionary energy, connecting to what you aspire a relationship to be or a circumstance to be in the way that you want it, you call it in. But we must not lose sight of what is also in front of us. So if there's any red flags that you've experienced in the past, you learned lessons from those, because this is a card of learning lessons there, and you're not going to repeat a cycle. So if you have been hurt in the past, because this is a card of feeling a bit cautious or feeling a bit anxious there, I feel like you're not going to meet a person who gives you any cause for concern. You're going to know where you stand with this new person. This person is true blue loyal. This person is invested. They're emotionally available. They're loving, passionate. They have a lot of charisma. They're very supportive. And also they're a good listener, and they think about the little things. So this person who's coming on in, they're aligned. They're meant to be with you. They're destined to be with you. Okay. So let me just pull a quick card on that Nine of Swords just to see why there is this energy of overthinking. I mean, for some of you, it can be that it coincides, you meeting this person with disrupted sleeping patterns. So it could be in and around a full moon when you meet this person. Just let me just see that. We've got the Six of Pentacles, reciprocity. Yeah. Six of Pentacles indicates you're a bit of an overgiver. You tend to lose yourself in relationships because you care so much. You have such a beautiful heart. You know, you don't fall in love easily, but when you do, there is an attachment, and it's really hard to kind of like, you know, retain that sense of independence. You merge with a person. Water elements tend to merge. I'm a Scorpio, so I understand that depth of love that you have that merges with a person, that it's really hard to let go when there is an ending, or it's really hard to, let me put it this way, overcaring can be very traumatic as well. And I feel some of you overcare. And that's not a bad thing, but you must not allow it to overwhelm you or have you overthink with intrusive thoughts, especially if you feel like it's very important when you meet a person, because Six of Pentacles is about the scales, it's about balance. And when you meet a person for the first time, you know, you think that they are the best thing since sliced bread. You're meeting this person, they're awesome, and you think, wow, the world of them. They are just magical. How great they are. Do not forget how great you are as well, because when we put a person on a pedestal, we don't really mean to inadvertently put ourselves below that person. But, you know, the honeymoon period in a relationship, we tend to idolize a person and think they're awesome. And, you know, sometimes we overlook red flags or things that we think, oh, don't really agree with that. Maybe they didn't mean it. Oh, I don't like that. Okay, maybe that will stop. You know, we tend to make allowances, or we tend to overlook things in the honeymoon period. And this is a period where we need to retain that sense of balance, okay? Now, with the right person, you're going to have that balance. But if you've had experiences in the past where reciprocity was an issue, or you idolized a person because they were awesome, they presented themselves as awesome, and then suddenly things got really critical or turbulent, challenging there, it can be very mentally destabilizing, especially if you have like merged with a person. It's really hard to be like, oh my gosh, what is happening here? It's all out of control. So just be a little bit mindful of that. I would say that Six of Pentacles, it basically means a surprise from the universe coming on in. Do not overthink it. You're being sent a person that you've been asking for. Six of Pentacles normally means your prayers have been answered, or something that you've been like worrying about. Your fears are allayed there. It's like there's nothing to worry about. The universe has got your back. We have the Death card in the near future. So this tells me a lot of change going on right now in your life, and you are navigating these changes. You may be making some major lifestyle changes that actually are really positive and help you open up to this new chapter. I see this as a transition phase that you've been going through, and this card in this position, because it is the near future, like the next 6 weeks there, the Death card represents a sudden change. So I feel this is an energy of like a new beginning, an evolutionary progress where suddenly perhaps you rebirth. And what I mean by that is you have a renewal of interest in seeking out love, to put yourself in a position. I mean, some of you may be curious about an event, or you may be thinking about a new way of interacting with people to get to know new people, or put yourself in a position to meet someone who aligns with you there. But this card indicates as one chapter closes, another one certainly starts, and it is a transition towards something greater, okay? So I really love that Death card energy in your near future, because it means if you're single right now, things are changing and you are about to align with love. Now, your advice to yourself in this moment is a Judgment card. So this means that you may be judging your situation, or you may be like focused on your sense of purpose, but also it's a revelation about loving yourself on a deeper level, leaving a part of your old life behind. If you know the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the Judgment card has people standing in coffins, putting their hands up and listening to the angel trumpeting. So this literally means something is over or has run its course in your life and you're leaving it behind. So this could be like you're leaving a neighborhood, you're moving to a new environment, or you're leaving a job, or you've left a relationship, or you finally got closure on something that allows you to be free to explore new avenues. This could also be a rebirth of your energy, a renewal of interest in wanting to put yourself out there. And, if you felt stuck or stagnant, or in a structure that you felt, sort of limited by, as it were, I feel like you're breaking free from that and you're listening to your heart, because the Judgment card means you're listening and you're reaching for something more. You're reaching for something further, as it were, further than you've got in a relationship before. And this time I feel it's that you're reaching for true love, the one who's coming on in. And this person, there's some sort of connection to your sense of purpose there. A lot of you may be personally going through an awakening, okay? And that can mean that you're thinking about things in a different way. You may want different things in a relationship now that you never thought about in the past. Different requirements in a relationship. A lot of you have been put on pause on purpose in order to navigate this next stage of your life. But this next stage is leading you to the one. So, I mean, the Judgment card, it kind of means that, you're getting clarity about what you want. There's like a sudden wake up call. So if you feel like you've been kind of like doing life, being very practical, stuck in a bit of a structure or a cycle of routine, and you're like, okay, actually, you know what? It's time. I want to break out of this. I want to be free. I want to explore. I want to meet somebody. So you may be setting some changes in motion to put yourself in that position to meet somebody. And you're being rewarded with the Ace of Cups. This is a card where the universe steps in and offers you the dream relationship that perhaps you've been hoping for. This is a card of romance, the start of something that has so much potential. Ace of Cups means a fresh new relationship. It's a union between two people who kind of understand each other. And I feel with this Ace of Cups, there's an energy of love, emotion, but also activity. So I feel whatever it is you're doing, there's an activity attached to it. I'm not really sure what that is. I'm not being given that. Of course, it is something that you're going to love doing, but I feel this is unconditional love, and it's sprung from the fact that you have been giving back to yourself. Unconditional love for self means you start to change your mindset and realize that you're worthy of love, and especially the highest love that love has to offer. You're not settling for second best, and the universe responds by sending you the love that you truly deserve and desire. So I feel like, love is going to surprise you, but it's going to reward you. And I feel I'm being given this sense of like your heart being full. Okay. What else am I being given with this? Okay. Now I'm just being given that if you go for a beverage with this person, it doesn't have to be alcoholic, but if you go for a beverage with this person, when you're ordering the beverage, this person's going to ask you, what are you having? And then you're going to decide what you're having, and they're going to be like, oh, you know what? I'll have one of them too. They're going to mirror you. So that's really random, but very precise, and that's something that's just come through, just to give you a little signpost from the universe as to who you're aligning with, and that you are aware, oh my gosh, this is the person. Very special energy between you both. Now, hope and fear position is the Wheel of Fortune. You hope that destiny is going to put you in the path of love, and of course, looking at the energy, it is. You hope that, of course, you are destined to be with this person, that this person is your soulmate. Because I feel a lot of you are like fed up with endings, fed up of change, fed up of inconsistent people, fed up of an oversaturated dating environment where everybody is indecisive, that's wishy-washy, ghosting, breadcrumbing. You're over it. You're so over it. You want someone who's consistent. Now, there is a cycle of change upon you, and it is a lucky change because it means you're going to be luckier in love than you've been, okay? But also the fear, because you read this card in both positions, you fear something not turning out the way you hoped. You fear that there will be an ending. If you invest in something, you would fear that someone wastes your time, or actually that you feel stuck in a rut with a relationship where you're like, oh, this is not what I was hoping for. Someone who's chaotic, too impulsive, not stable, not looking for the long term. I feel you don't want someone who messes with your current lifestyle, who brings drama and chaos to your door. You want someone that you align with, that you have a rhythm with, as it were. And I feel that's the sort of person you are aligning with, because you got the King of Cups there, which is the highest love that love has to offer. So I feel, the hope is something you're wishing for, and it's something you're getting, because Wheel of Fortune and an Ace of Cups, that is divinely guided. That means out of the blue, you're going to meet your soulmate, especially since even a different deck, it highlights long-term secure relationship. Now we have the Nine of Pentacles. So this is a very independent energy. So a lot of you could be doing something independently when you meet this person, okay? I mean, I do get this leaning into friendships, social activity there as well. But I feel this is like the start of you getting prepared to get out there, be involved. And there could be something calling to you that you feel very independent in attending. Now, this could actually be that, you're invited to something that you're going to attend. It puts you in the vicinity of mingling with people, but it could be very much like you're invited separately to attend something. So if your friend is getting married, for example, for some of you with that Three of Wands, you may travel to a place that you have been invited to, and you may travel there alone, but of course your friends are going to be there, so people there. I'm just giving you what it could be, but it could also be like your friend says, hey, shall we go to this event? And you're like, yeah, I'd love to go to this event, but you don't go together. You go separately, and you may meet there, as it were, because this feels very independent. Now, on a personal level, Nine of Pentacles means you're focused on your projects, you're self-reliant, you're self-assured. You don't need somebody, but you want to fall in love. Nine of Pentacles means you're having a glow up, but also I love the Nine of Pentacles, especially since you got that Six of Pentacles to clarify that Nine of Swords there. Nine of Pentacles means you're retaining some of your mystery. You're retaining a lot of energy for yourself. You're not giving so much of yourself out to a connection first. You're allowing them to come to you. Okay, so you're being more discerning about the company that you keep, but also the energy that you invest in relationships. Now, it's not a game. I feel it's more of a self-preservation mode where you're like, okay, I'm going to meet this person. And when you meet this person, you're like, they're awesome. but I'm not going to rush into this. I'm not going to like get too excited about it. You're going to live in the moment. You're going to enjoy the attention with this person, the development of the relationship, because it is awesome. This relationship is romantic. It is pure. It's exciting. It's passionate. You know, there's a real depth and a sensitivity there as well. This person, they're very sensitive and emotional. They get you. So it really is a relationship that is like tailor-made to you, shall we say. But you're not going to rush in. That Six of Swords is like, you're going to see how you feel. A lot of you with the Six of Swords, this is a rite of passage. This can be like a test where you feel, okay, I love spending time with you, but I also got to go off and do my own thing. So if someone like that you're about to meet says, hey, are you free tomorrow night? You may be like, you know what? No, I've got something I do on Wednesday nights and I'm honoring that. But I'm free on Friday if you are, and they're going to be like, yeah, I'm free on Friday. They're going to make time for you, but you are going to make sure that you kind of let them know you got your own thing going on. You know, you're not going to drop your life for this person. So I feel like you complement each other. You fit into each other's lives in a really balanced way. Now, the Six of Swords also indicates you're guided to the right person. You are being guided by someone in spirit right now to be aligned with the love of your life. Trust the process. Trust the whisper in your heart there. Six of Swords can definitely mean that you've been through some turbulent times when it comes to love. You may have been broken down, tired, let down in love. Maybe even for some of you, your heart was smashed to pieces. But this new love is going to be very careful with your heart. This person is sent by fate and destiny to be your soulmate. Okay, so that Six of Swords means, you know, you're in a transition towards something greater, a greater love story, as it were. But because of your past, some of you may expect troubles ahead, but that's not what you're going to receive. It's going to turn out better than you thought, is what I'm being given. So some of you may have been conditioned to expect trouble ahead, but actually you're shifting your awareness now and choosing possibility over doubt, over fear, over anxiety, over worry, okay? So that Six of Swords, I feel for some of you, there is a traveling element. So you could meet this person independent traveling or going somewhere independently where you're about to go and meet friends, for example. So even if your friend says, let's meet at the gallery, and you're like, okay, and then you're going from A to B to the gallery, on your journey there, you could literally bump into somebody because you're destined to meet this person. So, you know, just be aware that out of the blue, love is going to kind of cross your path. But also, I feel you're going independently somewhere, but you'll be mingling at the end of that destination point. And somewhere in between, either it's on the journey there or it's at the destination point, you meet this person. So being more active, kind of, I'm just getting this like different scenario or broadening your perspective and your horizon there to do new activity. We got the King of Cups, which is love. This is a person who is very supportive. They're very intuitive. They are someone who has a lot of wisdom. This person is so calm. When you spend time with this new person, they are so calm. Okay, very strong Scorpio vibes. This person could have very strong Scorpio in their chart. But I'm also getting a bit of Aquarius, Aries, Taurus coming through as well. Okay, that could be sun, moon, or rising. Doesn't have to be any of them, but they have a lot of that energy in their chart. They're very balanced is what I'm being given here. This person, they make an effort, a lot of effort to win your heart and show you that they care and that they're serious about a relationship with you. King of Cups is always the highest love that love has to offer. And this person, I feel like they win your heart. And there's no one else. It's just you. They think about you, and I feel this person will go the extra mile to show you. They've got actions and words to back it up. So you're going to have no doubt as to whether this person is interested or wanting a long-term relationship because they show you. Anyone who's serious about a relationship will always make sure that you know. There's going to be no confusion, no games, no are they, aren't they, will they, won't they, because they don't want to lose you. And they want to scoot you up before anyone else comes along and scooches you up. So I feel this person, they know they're onto a good thing when they meet you and they want to be with you and they're going to show you and make it obvious and evident that they are having feelings for you or they're attracted to you and they want to pursue something more serious. Okay, so that's coming through very strongly. Now I'm just going to go and get some final cards before I close your reading. Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. I follow my heart. This is coming out a lot for the collective. This and the garden card, which is a party card, basically. It didn't come out for your reading, the garden card, but you did get the I follow my heart. So if there is a little whispering of something you want to attend or you should go to, follow your heart, because you have a beautiful heart and you are a gift. And you should remember that anyone who comes into your life is a welcome addition that complements your life. And we've got I am connected. So yeah, you're going to meet a person. As I said there, we've got this I am connected card. It's a Gemini card, this one. Is it a Gemini card? Yes, there's a Gemini symbol there. And this can connect to mirroring. As I mentioned, this person's going to mirror your desire for a drink. I do apologize. There's a new dog in the neighborhood and it does not get on with any of the dogs and it goes crazy. So if you're hearing a lot of dogs out there barking right now, let me just see. Oh, they're not off the leash, which is great, because sometimes it gets off the leash. So I do apologize if it's impeding your listening and viewing right now, but they're going to be moving on shortly. I hope that the dog eventually settles in because he's finding it really hard. But as I was mentioning, you know, Gemini energy, this person's going to mirror your drink. Okay, that's coming through there. And I'm connected, which means you're meeting a person that fits nicely into your life. Someone that you connect with on such a deeper level and you just feel secure. You just feel like there's so many things that you're interested in and it just fits, right? That's what I'm getting. And of course, both of you offer raw feelings. You offer each other your heart and you trust that it will be carefully kept. And I feel vice versa. Both of you are going to be very careful with each other's hearts. You're going to be very open, very loyal, and I feel it's destiny. Okay, so that is coming through. You've waited a long time for this, so I'm excited there. Now I'm just going to go and get a trinket or rune before we close. Okay. Ooh. Oh, so this rarely comes out, but we do have the Eight of Wands energy. Now this can indicate some sort of travel, but also it can indicate that it will be sudden. It'll happen like out of the blue. Okay, this card, well, it's basically representative of a card, even though it's a trinket. It's the Eight of Wands there. But this is like communication, of course, being connected with a person, but also questioning, is it lust? Is it love? So it's definitely love, looking at the energy, but I feel like you may question a little bit first because you don't want to rush into anything there. This card, this trinket, tends to connect to commitment. Okay, to be falling in love, to be ready to fall in love, because I feel like you are on course for that. And look, we got the angel wing there as well. You are divinely guided to meet this person. There is divine intervention that puts you in the path to meet this person. And for some of you, you may actually see lots of angel wings there. Let me put it up that way for you. This could be a sign or a symbol. Maybe this person, if you love tattoos, they could have a tattoo of it. Or maybe you see an angel wing on a billboard just before you meet this person. I'm actually seeing in the water right now a sticker or some sort of card or something on the floor. So this could also be something you see or come across over the next coming weeks or months there before you align with this person. So I feel a lot of you are making some big changes in your life right now, but you're on course to meet the one. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates, my beautiful Cancerians. Thank you so much, and love and light.